There was a visible reaction to some of the commentary that I had made regarding several different aspects of the journeys that I've walked through, and some of those I'd like to share with you. First and foremost, I think it's really interesting that we talk a lot about, as a community of HR professionals, issues that pertain to human capital supply chain. We talk a lot about the constraints associated with what that represents. We talk a lot about the things that, as HR professionals, we feel we can add to that fight for talent. I call it fight for talent as opposed to war for talent, because I believe it truly is a scrap. But we really don't have any hard and fast solutions to what we're facing. For as long as I can remember, and I'd say within the last decade, we knew this tsunami of constraint was coming. But we haven't really established what our strategy is to fend off what this tsunami actually represents in the way of devastation. Let me just give you a couple of different perspectives. As a practitioner, I realized that it was my responsibility, and I think it's all of our responsibility in human resources, to really understand what we're up against. Here's some of the striking things that I think people really need to take into consideration. The United States, as great of a country, and I love it very dearly as it is, represents an educational scenario that is very, very, very scary. 40% of children in inner city schools today, in high schools today, will not graduate high school. Will not graduate high school. If you talk to professors of very, very established institutions of learning, they will tell you that the the enrollment rates for certain curriculums are devastatingly low. For instance, it used to be that you could go into the marketplace that we really relied on in terms of new graduates, and identify very easily what a software engineer looked like. Today, that's 4 different individuals. And I think that is a shift that will not change. And the reason I say that is because of the curriculums that are being established. Think about it from the standpoint of being a professor now in an institution of learning, and having to be ahead of technology and defining what that looks like in terms of the curriculum needed to build skills in students that are going to face that marketplace. We're moving at light speed. If you're not in the marketplace, it's very difficult to even discern what it's going to look like, let alone build a curriculum to address skill sets that are going to have to face those jobs. So there are jobs, while I'm sitting here having this conversation, being created 5 years later that are going to be devoid of skill set, because there really is no attachment to those jobs. We know they're going to happen, but we don't know what they're going to look like, nor do we know how to prepare people for them.